Greetings, salutations. This is our official first Razor Emporium simulcast. I shouldn't be yelling. I was told the audio don't yell. Simulcast. Um, Very excited to be going live today on Friday to both our YouTube and our Facebook audience. It is something we've never done before. So it took some technology here. We did a little test out yesterday with our fancy new camera, my little headset. So hopefully it's all working with my laptop. And I was telling Marissa that she's like Steve Jobs trying to get all this connected, everything to talk to each other and for the program to go live. But very excited for today because we are doing something that's been almost 10 years in the making, and that's putting the Razor Emporium collection back into the showcase. Just a quick little history. Uh, when the company started, it started actually in my house, and I even met with customers in my living room. And one feature in my house was this showcase, and I had the Razor collection displayed inside of it. And it was, to me, it was a very normal thing. I was a bachelor at the time, living in this beautiful house, and I had a big showcase, original. I think it's like from 1908 or 1910 or something like that. And to have that in the house and fill it with razors, it gave me a lot of inspiration and a lot of hope to keep on collecting and to keep on buying and selling razors, fixing them up, and it was always a reminder of what I was up to. And the Razor Emporium, actually, if you didn't know, started as a offshoot of collecting. I was a collector and a wet shaver at heart before I became a business owner and a owner of a company and a manager of employees here. But we started just collecting razors. I was looking for a better way to shave. I had shaving problems, and someone told me to go back in history to the old Gillettes, and my marketing and advertising brain fell in love with all the advertising and marketing of Gillette, and seeing all their different packages and instructions and blade cases and razor models and presentation cases. I was hooked. And the case was a place to put kind of the crown jewels. And as Razor Emporium continued, I would hold on to the best of the best. That was always what I liked to do. I would keep the best of the best for me, and the ones that were maybe just right underneath that tier, we would sell on the website. And that's why I created the website, was to sell off duplicates or sell off ones that just weren't as nice condition. And that's also what started the service for us, servicing razors and replating them. I would look at a razor and say, man, this beautiful 1940s Aristocrat, it's in such great shape except for the gold plating. If only it had better gold plating, it would be a fantastic shaver and would look great. And so we started by wanting to service these razors and make them look beautiful again. So that was kind of some of the company origins. But I won't bore you anymore with details. We're going to get down to the show here. Now, we're not going to put every single piece in here today. I think we'd have to have a 4 or 5 hour live stream for that. And there's quite a ritual surrounding not only putting the pieces in, but as I've always said, displaying is half the fun. Actually laying it out and which piece goes to the next piece, and then sprinkling little Easter eggs in the case, like little blades and instructions and doodads and knickknacks of Gillette heritage. So that's going to be something I'm probably going to be up all night doing that tonight, getting ready for our event tomorrow. And if you didn't already know, we are hosting a local meetup here in the Phoenix area, Arizona area, tomorrow, Saturday, February 26th. Here at the Razor Emporium location at 210 South 37th Street. I can see Sky Harbor Airport from out my door, so we're really, in the heart of the city here. We're really happy to have a special guest, Lee Tiao from WSP Wet Shaving Products will be attending. We're really happy to be carrying the WSP products again in our lobby. And Leighton's going to come out. Leighton is his real name. He goes by Lee, his middle name, Leighton Lee Tiao. Leighton, as I've known him, will be coming out and meeting and greeting customers and talking about his products. He makes a fantastic line of not only shaving products, but also now grooming and body care products. So really happy to have Lee come out for that. And happy to have all of our vendors. I actually have been spending some time myself this week in the lobby, going through shelves and making it, look just the way I have a vision for, and making everything look real pretty. We are just so excited. The last 2 years, the world has had a global pandemic with COVID, and a lot of people have been, fearful and maybe hesitant to want to get together, and that's totally fine to have those feelings. But we want to kind of break through and kind of make an initial meetup here. For anyone who's comfortable coming out and wanting to come hang out with the Arizona Shavers, we're going to have a get together. So we'll have some donuts and coffee, and we'll do a shop tour and a plating demonstration and a soap making demonstration. Then we're going to go across the street to a little brewing company that I like to go to on my Fridays sometimes, and have some good brew and maybe some pizza or other appetizers. So excited for tomorrow, and that's enough of the intro. So I guess the idea here is that we've kind of sorted some of the collection into different eras. If you guys know from my Razor Archive series, I don't want to just randomly put all the razors in the case in any order. I have to go chronological, and I'm going to have to go from left to right. We'll start with the oldest over here and go over to the newest. And so if you know your Gillette history, you should know the oldest would be the old type, right? So that's what we're going to start. And the old type era, if you weren't already familiar, is going to be denoted by a razor that has a curved guard. It's going to have the open comb. It's going to have stabilizer pins to hold the blade in place that protrude through the guard. And both the guard and the cap are curved. And what better one to start with? I'm gonna set the bar really, really high right off the bat here. Then one of the prized jewels, we'll start with probably the most prized jewel in my collection. And I actually just got this recently, maybe about a year ago. This is one of maybe 6 or 7 that I'm aware of, and the general Gillette community of collecting is aware of, that's known to exist, of the original 1903, 1904 litho tin Gillette double ring box. So this would mean that the artwork you see here was done in a lithography method of printing, and it shows a beautiful double ring razor. It says the Gillette. It doesn't say old type quite yet. It doesn't say double ring. It says the Gillette, because that was really the beginning of it all. Was just the concept. Gillette was trying to prove to the world that they could take a sharpened piece of sheet metal and put it on a handle and shave with it. And so that was the Gillette. And if you look at the inside, now mine actually has the incorrect razor inside. This is a single ring. We'll just put that aside. Also no old type, but mine's one of the only ones I've seen that actually still has the top piece of cardboard or paper, and it has an interior. Most of the ones I've seen are just empty. And this came up on eBay last year, and I put in a value that I will not say. Let's just say it was a value almost like a blank check. I said, whatever it's going to cost, I want it, because I've never done that before. I felt kind of cocky, but I wanted it. It was like the Gollum with the ring. It was my precious. I just had to have it. But this is also a really interesting piece of history because it says Chicago on here, and this is Gillette's sales company. And so I don't have to go through all of it, but a very, very unique piece of history. Again, Procter & Gamble has one. A few scarce collectors in the world have these, and I'm very happy to make it the first official thing I'm going to put into the display case. It is done. It's like when Frodo throws the ring in, it's done. I just will collapse now because I can't surpass that. Actually the second razor that was in the double ring case is a very patinaed silver single ring, and it's a special one because if you zoom in on this right here, you'll see that there is a signature at the bottom. Sorry, that was just a note to Marissa to zoom in. Hopefully you can see that. I get a little closer for you. See a little signature underneath there. And it actually says King C. Gillette. So this wasn't his razor by any means. From the research we've done and from the reading of articles and such, this was a gift to salesmen who performed well in their sales quarter at the annual sales meetup or whatever. And one other note about my collection, if I'm actually, so this is a kind of like little Easter egg stuff. So when I go to display this, I'm not going to display it all together. I'm actually going to display it with the guard taken, or the cap taken off, so I can stand up. And then I'll just put the cap in the barrel next to it. So when you're viewing in the display case, you can look down, you can see the signature. All the pieces in my collection, someone actually asked me this recently, is anything in your collection replated, or how much of your collection is replated? None. Zero. Everything's in original condition. That's kind of part of who I am as a collector. I'm not collecting and replating these just so I can look at them with vanity and think, oh, look how beautiful this is. I actually like the historical aspect, the originality aspect of the pieces. So they'll all be in original condition. I mean, at most, I'll use one of our polishing cloths. I got a little Razor Emporium polishing cloth here. At most, I'll use one of these or blow it off with an air compressor inside. So this is a unique piece. I actually have no razor for this. And the interior is actually pretty beat up, but I kept this because it's actually sterling silver, and you can tell it's sterling by these little weird characters here. So if you just go to Google and type in sterling silver, you'll actually see little silver marks, silversmith marks, and the different marks correspond to different jewelry and silver, production houses that would produce something like this for Gillette. So Gillette didn't have the capabilities of making these, so they contracted out, but it is sterling silver. And again, I'm not going to even polish it, because when you polish silver, you're just taking more of it off. So I'm going to leave it as it is. But again, that's a piece that'll go just on this top shelf, because it is from the old type era. It's got the cursive logo, so it's probably from around 1907, maybe 1908. And to me, it's just beautiful because it's sterling. Let's move on to another early set here. I'm just kind of scanning down. I really should have some compressed air over here. This is an original, again, it's got the silver patina all over it, even the original lint. But this is a single ring, and it's a unique set. And again, I left it this way, and you will see original catalogs that show this with the metal blade tin and then a cardboard blade tin together. And that is actually accurate for this period of time. Another thing to quickly note is that the logo, you won't see the Made in USA. So this will be the earlier diamond and arrow logo that just says known the world over. And so that denotes that it's earlier. I think the Made in USA, if I'm not mistaken, either came around 1911 or 1914. I'd have to look at a chart. You guys probably think that I know all of this just off the top of my head. I do know quite a lot. You're going to see right off the top of my head how much I can spit out of this history. But a lot of the history is stuff that I will research on my own documents, advertisements, catalogs, and then we'll make a video. And I'll try to, cram and keep some of it in my head. I do know a lot of it off the top of my head, but I can't know everything, right? So not only are razor sets something I like to look at, but I love the pamphlets, the catalogs. This is actually a little bit later into the old type era. This is around World War II. It says how to recognize rank of Uncle Sam's men afloat and ashore. So this is a cool little catalog that not only has ranks of the military in it, but then of course it's a sales catalog, guys. So it's going to have Gillette, basket weave and pocket edition set. So, Gillette couldn't pass up the opportunity to just hand out a little flyer. Of course, it's going to be a sales catalog, but these are a treasure trove. When you go and look at all the details, you start reading the different finishes that were offered, the prices, and all those details. People always ask me, like, when did this come out, or what era is this from? And I always say, we can guess all day long, but you really need to go back to a source material. You need to see an advertisement, a catalog, a sales sheet. Just seeing a random picture of a razor set that someone else posted on a chat room or on eBay is completely anecdotal. So I like concrete evidence when it comes to the heritage of these different pieces. Now here's a really, really nice piece. I'm not saying this to brag. I actually forgot I had this. And the other, I'm not saying that anecdotally. Literally, the collection's been in storage for about 6 or 7 years. And along the way, I've gotten new items in, and I've just been putting them in a bin. And then so that's why this is happening today, is because we're sorting all of it. I got this in the collection about 2 or 3 years ago. Very, very hard to find. And so I'm interested in Gillette overall. This is their Gorham sterling silver office knife in the presentation case. So Gillette, of course, was always trying to expand what they were capable of doing and having other markets to sell into. And so an office knife was a perfect thing for that, men or secretaries or whoever in offices could use a Gillette product with a knife that needed replacing. You had disposable blade for that office knife. That's called diversification, right? Vertical integration. They were trying to do more things with all their equipment they had, that I can relate with and appreciate. Next up is a made in USA. So we know it's going to be, I think, 1911, 1912. This could be actually 1914. I get those two mixed up all the time. This is, if anyone knows, you think, oh, this is just your regular old single ring because it's just got one ring here at the top. No. Anyone knows what this is? This is a Gillette Aristocrat. So the Aristocrat was denoted, it was the first ever, the old type Aristocrat. It's got this special little fluted, it's called a bell end or fluted tip. And then, of course, it's in the faux ivory case. These cases really are susceptible. You almost always see them cracked back here, and they'll be in pieces. So this one's a nice example. And again, it's in original condition. I have not done any polishing on it. I've not done any plating, obviously, and I'm not going to. The silver patina is gorgeous to me. I love seeing patina. If you talk to an antiques dealer, someone who deals in fine things, and you tell them you're going to polish sterling silver or silver plated objects, they're gonna cry. Now, this would be a great tool to do that with. It'd be a very, very safe tool, but to me, I want to leave it alone. In fact, if you really leave the silver patina, it just turns into this beautiful dark charcoal gray. And I love seeing that on a silver razor. Now, would I use it? No, I wouldn't leave it like that. Here's another one that is in pretty rough shape. And I've, again, done nothing to it. It's all beautifully patinaed silver. This is a single ring set, and it looks a little rough around the edges, I won't lie. And I kept it mostly because not only is it all together, but it's the brown leather. And you always see the dark black traveler cases, but the brown leather with the brown suede interior like this, I'd have to look at a catalog to tell you exactly what model number this was, but I can tell you it's not the common model number. If you look at the catalogs, they'll say like model, 107B, 107D. There's always different variations of the model. So something like this with a ripped interior, I'm probably not going to display this open, but a lot of a display is what I call fillers and just little doodads. This is something I would just display closed, just to show that, yeah, I have this set, but it is not in the greatest of condition. So it's probably just going to go down here in the corner. I may even put another set on top of it. Now it's just a platform. It's another beautiful thing with display cases is creating levels, not just laying everything out flat, but I like to think of like a little city. I'm a Lego man, and I can walk through the city of razor boxes, and there's different levels and buildings almost, and it's really cool. So that'll just be over here in the corner. And if someone asked, I'll just say it's just an example of that beautiful brown leather that they used. Pigskin, yeah, it could be pigskin. I'd have to look at the chart to see exactly what it is. Another wonderful thing that I love when collecting is going to be the presentation boxes. And then if you're really lucky, and I can't remember, there's going to be a serial number on the back, okay, D726549. Again, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what that corresponds to. But if you look, now this is a dark brown, much more common, and this is all original gold, not been plated, not been polished, probably not even been cleaned. You guys think of me as the razor finishing guy, and we revamp and rhodium and gold. I'm kind of the opposite when it comes to my collection. I like to just basically use maybe an ultrasonic or maybe just an air gun and blow it off. Now, if we're really lucky, we are, and that's why I kept it. So we have the matching number on the guard here. Try to get it right there, D72, whatever. but it is a matching number as that. So that's always a real highlight, is when you can get a matching serial number on the Razor set and the box. And it's got all the original stuff here. It's probably got, no, there's no blades in here. That's a shame. Let's see if it's got a brush or soap. Ooh, it does. So if anyone's wondering, this is actually the inspiration for the King R Emporium soap. We do not make that here. We make all the other Razor Emporium soaps. That's a King R Emporium, is something that Douglas from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements makes for us exclusively. And it was based off of one of these sticks. So the cool thing with these travel sticks, there's a little button on the bottom to push it up, and you would get your face wet and put the shaving soap on, then use your little brush. But we actually took one of those and kind of reheated it. Douglas used his magical nose to kind of gather the essence, and that's what we turned King R Emporium into. And of course, it's got the little badger brush. Now, the interesting thing with these badger brushes, you look at them, if you fan through the hair, this is a really common thing for old brushes. They're actually going to be mixed, and it says right in the catalog, they'll say mixed brush. So it's badger and it's boar together, and that's not really done today. People are either badger fanatics or they're boar fanatics, and I think Gillette had a great idea with best of both worlds. You get the scrubbiness of the boar, and you get the hydration and water hydrophilic nature of badger. So this is a set that I would consider like a really nice part of my collection. The fact that it's all matching, and compared to that other brown set that looked pretty ugly, this actually looks really nice inside. So I'd probably display this, something like this. I would maybe turn this box right side out just to get the most strength as possible. And see, I always loved like these sides here, like the number 00G. People have been asking on the Rex packaging. Actually, Emily, could I get a Rex shipper, as we call it, just with the red numbers on it? We actually do that. I'm just calling over to Emily, who's our Rex extraordinaire. She's the hands of Rex. And if you guys are coming out tomorrow, you'll see Emily. The one that has the red ink on it. Sorry, this was unplanned here. Perfect. Thank you very much, Emily. I won't lie, Gillette's a huge influence for both Razor Emporium and Rex. And so they would say like 00G on the side here, and then we do stuff similar, number 107. So these little shippers go around the Rex supply company products, and we use the same box for everything. So let's say Maggard's Razors or West Coast Shaving orders 20 items. They don't want to have to open up each one to see what's inside, so we put a little red number here with what that model number is. And I got the idea from Gillette. I'm not going to lie. They would put 00G. That would mean it's gold. The G is gold. And we do the same thing on our gold stuff. We put G or R for rhodium or P for polished. It's a very simple nomenclature, but I stole it from Gillette. I'd be lying to you if and you probably all know this already, of how much Gillette has influenced Razor Emporium and with Rex now, especially we're making our own line of products. But to me, Gillette is I mean, they're the king, right? King C. Gillette, that was the founder. If you guys have seen the packages, the founder's name was King C. Gillette, and his first name is King. Man, what an ego trip, right? Your parents named you King. It was one of the inspirations of our name Rex. Rex means king in Latin. It's kind of an homage to Gillette. And this is an example of a blade. This would have a whole pack of blades inside, a bunch of individual 20 packs. It looks like I don't have the 20 packs. It's just a bunch of blades thrown in there. But the package is in nice condition, and they purposely made their packages from the old type era look like money. So this was supposed to look like US dollars. It had that same parchment kind of creamy yellow and the green, olive kind of green color. And they purposely, and then the face, of course, looks like a president, like Abe Lincoln or George Washington, right? You got King C. Gillette here. But they did that on purpose to look like currency, to kind of denote value. So this is a beautiful thing as a collector. It just adds to the case. I'm just going to slide it up here. And when you're looking, because there's 3 shelves, you can look down from the bottom, there's shelf 1, shelf 2, and then the floor. So I like to put all my stuff that maybe is not the best for looking at in detail, but just add a little Easter egg, a little dash of Gillette. We'll throw it here. It may end up getting moved down here. It may end up even having a razor put on top. It's now a platform, but it's just adding to that character. And again, to think of a cardboard box, I mean, that's over 100 years old. How much cardboard was burned, during the Great Depression if someone is trying to stay warm? How much cardboard was burned, or thrown away into a trash can? But that one wasn't. So to hold on to that is holding on to history. Um, this is a beautiful set. I'm not even exactly sure what's inside of it, but it's got the original box. It says number 96, whatever the number 96 is. We're gonna find out together. I think it's a single ring with a single blade bank. Oh, I'm good. Single ring, single blade bank. It's even got the instructions inside. And I'm gonna look. So we got made in USA up here. So we know this is gonna be, someone told me or someone shouted, I think it's after 1914. My collector friends are probably shaking their hands at me that I don't know that. But this set, it's a nice set, but I'll probably just honestly display it like this, closed, just because it's all together and it's the original box. And this, so again, I'll go through this tonight and probably make a lot of, fine changes to it. We're just kind of throwing some stuff in here. And I also, honestly, I should really probably move faster than this. Gillette office knife, just a regular office knife, not the sterling silver. So I'll probably put that close by, the sterling silver one. I'll try to go a little faster, not blab so much. This is a number 503B. This is one that has the original little cotton tuck. Oh, I remember this. Gosh, it's funny. So half of Razor Emporium is not just the collections, but then it's all the stories. I found this myself in an antique store on Camelback Road. It's one of my favorite examples of this razor set. It even has an inspector's ticket. Inspector number 8 on November 5th, 1909, stamped this. Look at that. You got a packaging ticket, packer number 4. And this, again, inspiration for Rex. We put an inspection ticket inside because I was influenced by this literal set right here. This is one of the pocket editions with the scroll handle, and it's original gold. I found this and handpicked this at an antique store, and I couldn't believe my eyes, because not only do we have all the original pieces as the original little cotton carrying case and the original box, if I'm not mistaken, no, the box is not original. Darn it, that's okay. I think I found it just like this, and I think I later found a box for it. It was for that same model. But I remember finding it in a display case just like this. And it's the craziest thing. I have a decent memory. I wouldn't say I have a fantastic memory. But when I touch a set like this and open it up, I can remember exactly which case in the store and what I was doing at the time to find it. And that was part of the love of collecting for me, was the hunt. Everyone always thinks about, the moments where you get to do this or the moment you get to shave with it. But for me, it was almost a letdown when I finally had it, because you spend all this time, oh, where's that set? And you're chasing it. You're going to the antique stores and you're looking for it, and you finally find it and you get it and you're happy, but then you want something else. Another really, really cool set here. So this has got the patch without the Made in USA. I want to say this is from around like 1909, 1908. And it's a really unique set. It's metal, and you notice that the clasp up front is very different. I used to know exactly when this was from, but I don't. Well, that's what I should have done. I had that little chart over here, my little cheat sheet chart. You have that? A big piece of paper cheat sheet? But this set here is really unique because it's got the single ring razor, and it's got the soap in a dish, and then it's got a brush down here. And it's a very different kind of combination set, but it'd be great for travel. Can't you imagine just throwing this in your travel bag? I mean, that's called luxury. So we'll put that down on this shelf, mid shelf. All right, we're gonna go to another set here. This is a number 17. Oh, how could I forget? I remember who I got this from. Edward Schmidler, huge collector. He has since passed away, maybe a few years ago, but I got this from his wife after he passed away. and this is one of the pride and joys a lot of guys look for today. This is a Bulldog set, and if I'm not mistaken, the serial number on the back matches the serial number on here. I'm not doing this to like brag, guys. I'm just honestly, I'm excited to see my set again. No, it doesn't. Nope, does not match. See, it's not a perfect set. It's not mint condition. I'm sure all of you are screaming at me, at throwing something at the TV right now or your phone saying, I would die to have the military set. So the military set's super cool. It's got the mirror back here that pulls out. It's got the two canisters and two blades. So this was not something that was ever given to soldiers. People think that this was given to soldiers. It was not. It actually was something that you would have to buy, and I believe it was $10. And I believe we have a $10 price tag that's sitting in that papers container that would go with this. So other thing I always love to do is hold on to the papers. And you guys say, what's the papers mean, Matt? The papers, let's see if we can find it. A lot of times if I get a collection in, guys, we may revamp the Razor and I get the presentation case. Maybe the presentation case is all beat up, but I will hold on to the instructions, the price tag. I can't find it right now. I'm not going to make you guys wait for me. Yeah, we'll find a price tag for that. But it was $10. I know that. And I'm probably going to put this on the bottom shelf. Bottom shelf hasn't had anything in it. And usually the bottom shelf, you need to put big stuff in. So this is obviously the first time I've used this display case. But big stuff on the bottom, medium-sized stuff in the middle, and then smalls at the top. Or stuff you want to have a close detail focus on. You know, like that inspector's ticket with the date on it. That's going to be on the top shelf so you can easily see it. But the officer set, really cool. You had to buy it if you wanted it. It wasn't something that Gillette, gave to soldiers. They only issued the khaki set. This is, speaking of war, this is actually the wrong bin. This is part of our 1940s bin. This is a camouflage jumbo box. This would be for wartime, World War II. So that'll be in a different part of the collection. Okay, let's kind of quickly move through. Speaking of World War I era, we got a beautiful khaki set here, and we've got the original pins and everything. Now this is a really nice, like what I would consider like a presentation quality one, because the interior is so nice. Usually you see these things, they're just destroyed. But this one's nice. So we'll actually put this over here, and then I'm gonna display right in front of it. Not always is the Razor what I'm thrilled about. I think I featured this before in one of our Razor archive videos. This is another khaki set. And look at the condition on this. Now this looks literally like it went to war and came back, right? But when I got this, I opened it up and it had this letter inside, a handwritten letter. And the letter in pencil is dated July 26, 1918. See at the top there. This was inside of this box, okay? Now, to me, this is history. Mr. George Johnson left Carlisle and Sullivan Company, July 26, 1918, for Camp Taylor, Kentucky. Stayed at Camp Taylor 3 weeks and then was transferred to Camp McKellen, Alabama, August 16, 1918, and arrived at Camp McKellen, Alabama. I mean, it just goes on. He basically just tells a story of his enlistment and where he went for training. And this was folded up and inside of this set. And I'm like honored to have this as part of my collection and to touch something that a soldier in World War I mean, this is over 100 years ago. It's 104 years ago now. Hand wrote, and who knows what was in his mind? Who knows how old he was? Maybe he was 16, 17, 18 years old, whatever, and he's ready to go over to Europe in a foxhole. I mean, I can't even talk about it without getting a little emotional. My grandfather was in the service and fought in World War II, so to think about, what was in some of these soldiers' minds, it's just crazy. Another really cool piece of history here, we have a khaki set. Again, Not the best of condition, but again, I'm interested in history, not always condition. It says J.R. Haas on it, and then this cool piece of metal that must have came from something else in his army belongings. It says the same name, J.R. Haas, and it has, you know, Achille or Ackley, Minnesota, however you pronounce that. So that's another really cool piece. So I'll probably make like a little kind of camp of World War I stuff right up here. I'll put all my little khaki stuff together. Another khaki set. Now this is probably more like a presentation one. It's in nice condition. This is the roll-up variety. It rolls up and folds up. And we actually have our own kind of version of this that Razor Emporium has created. Again, influenced by the best, by Gillette. So if I put that over here, and you know, all these little World War pieces will go together to kind of tell a story. So when someone looks down into this display case, you know, it'll kind of tell the story of seeing this beat up one, this nameplate, a really nice one, the letter. And so I put them all as like a little family at the top. And so when you see that, it's like a museum exhibit. It tells a little story about it, right? I'd put the military set up there, but it's just too big to put on the top shelf. You can't put everything on the top shelf. You got to have layers. Another, I'll just finish off World War I here with the Navy set, or sorry, U.S. service set. I actually don't have the Navy set. If someone has a Navy one in the blue kind of ox blue leather, Oxford blue leather, I would love to buy one because I don't think I've ever had one come through my hands. Or if I did, I know I did have one. I ended up selling it. Yeah. So, you know, you guys think I have every set? I actually do have probably 95% of the American Gillette razors. One other note about collecting. Everyone always asks me, like, what do you collect? Collect anything with the word Gillette on it? And I'm like, maybe, you know, a little button down here. But you need to establish a border of what your collection is. You know, I set out in 2005, you know, 17 years ago. Gosh, it's crazy to think about. Saying I wanted to collect every American Gillette safety razor. So that means I don't collect the British. That means I don't collect the cartridge razors. It's American Gillette safety razors. So establish a sentence of what you're collecting, and then you can fill a case with those things. If you just grab anything, you're just collecting razors, you're going to very quickly run out of room. You're going to run out of room to put all your stuff. This looks like new, improved down here. Oh, maybe this is a new or old type. No, this is new improved. Okay, we got some more just randomness, another pocket edition. This one I'm just really interested in the outside. Has a really nice Empire design, so I'll just probably put that down here. And you can't have everything open. Like again, I have a floral one, and what's the condition of the razor inside? It's decent. You know, it's not you know, right home about, but I'm just going to display just the top of it, just to show that I have the different pocket editions. Another really bizarre one here is a trapezoidal. I think this was for like a World's Fair. No, that's another one. This is just a trapezoidal weird case. So that one, again, it's not terribly important or terribly something like I have to see up front. So it's just back in the back. Now here's one that we will put up front. This is a really unique Tiffany & Company set. It's got the sterling silver handle. It's telescopic. It's got the old type guard inside, and this is all sterling. So this is something that I would put at the top. And I may open it, I may not. For right now, we're just going to place it in. But that is a really cool piece as well. Another office knife. More office knife blades. Yeah, I know, I'm crazy. Get some office knife blades in, and I just hold on to them. A box of it. I think another office knife. No, this is a surgical one. Oh, this is cool. So a good collector friend of mine, Justin Solins. Yes, I'm calling him out, but he wouldn't mind, right, Justin? Justin is really big into these non-Gillette safety razors. So like office knife, surgical knife. There's actually a podiatry knife, podiatry chisel, all sorts of crazy stuff. But this is a surgical knife. So Gillette wanted to get into the surgical market. It's actually not that crazy because companies like Feather Blades, that's actually, you know, the double-edged market for Feather is like an afterthought. They're really into the industrial blades and surgical blades. So that one's going to go up top here too. I may open it, who knows. And I'm trying not to get too hung up. It's hard for me because I haven't touched this stuff in so long. Just a little Christmas set. It's got a ball end with a little Christmas wrapper around it. We'll just throw that here. But I've said it, maybe I'm repeating myself. I'm like a kid at Christmas time. I mean, I haven't seen my stuff for so long, so opening up and touching it's like memories. Really cool. Oh, this has that same little clasp like the other combination set. So this will actually go near, I think it's 1908. Got the box for that one. Put those two together. And it's always hard to decide what's going to go up front, what's going to go in the back, what gets really displayed nicely, what doesn't. So here we got a cool one with the price tag. The old type, big fellow old type gold, all original gold. No replating, no polishing, nothing like that. And then the price tag. So that'll be a cool set to see. That's like that could be either a shelf two, or maybe a bottom shelf. In fact, I'm just gonna put the bottom. Probably is a bottom shelf piece. You got to put the big stuff at the bottom, right? And again, here's just another example. I think I just really like that brown leather, so I have another empty brown travel case. I'll just put it down here. Maybe I'll put this one's not so nice. I'll put this one in the back. This one up here. We got and this is one of the only boxes I've ever seen for the Milady Decolette. Sorry, excuse me. A little, yep. This is the Milady Decolette, and this is again the French ivory, the faux ivory, gold plating. I'm just curious. I don't think it matches. M32851. Where did I see it? I saw it on the bottom of something. Could have sworn I saw the number. Oh, here we go. Hey, M32851. Man. So this is the original box. This is another thing that I handpicked. I remember I found this in California on an antiquing trip, I believe in Redlands. Gosh, just comes right back. Like I just remember the case. I remember finding this in a case. Original box. So I'll put that over here. I may display that one. May just leave it closed just to show the cool packaging. That's a new improved. Another random box. I got a thing for these boxes. I always like, and they make for great little boosters. You want to create some levels in your little city here, right? You can use a travel case to boost up something else. Like I can boost up this big fellow on this leather box, and it looks the part. It's not just like a piece of wood or something. It's just a cool leather box, right? Ooh, this is cool. $12. Now remember, this is $12. You know, in our money that wasn't so inflated, right? And so that was probably like $75 or $80 equivalent today. A bulldog set, old type bulldog in gold. Original price tag. Original instructions, non-plated or not, no touch-up plating. It's got the brush inside, no soap. Blade blanks are empty. But we got the price tag. That's really cool right there, and instructions. So that may get displayed just like that. That's a good shelf number 2. You got to be careful with these lids. The lids always want to fold over and bend. So like I like to put like a lid, I'll have a lid leaning onto another piece so it doesn't go all the way down. Because when it goes all the way, you can actually break off over time. Old type, or sorry, this is all new improved. I think all these are just boxes. So I have a really bad quality. I have no problem throwing stuff away like at home if it's a bunch of junk, but like stuff that has Gillette on it like this, these are all empty. But every single one of these we'll literally use on the bottom shelf as boosters. Because the sets actually look really cool if you put a set. I'll just grab some of this in here. Let's imagine you're going to display this, right? You put it on like this, put on a booster, and it just looks cool. It'll give you a dimension to it, a level. You know, it's 3-dimensional. You're looking down at it now, and it just looks cooler than just putting it on the ground or on the glass shelf. So all of these empty boxes I have, and who knows? I have to go through these when I'm not on camera, and there could be like, this is a beacon set, whatever that is. I have to look at a catalog. I may have a beacon set without a box. I didn't realize it. I've held on to these boxes. So we buy and sell so many razors. In fact, I'm going out to Glendale, a suburb of Phoenix, next week to buy another collection. Oh, here we go. Good fellow gold, or sorry, big fellow gold. So I've got the shipper box for a big fellow. Here's my gold big fellow. I got a box now, and they're gonna go live together. They're gonna go have a little fun life together, being matched up. And honestly, that was kind of part of the reason that I got into collecting, was I was always wanting to make sure that this one says Bulldog. Like, who wants to throw away an old type set that says Bulldog? That's a really collectible set. I would get my razors, and I wanted to make sure they were in the right cases, and that's a quality. Can I get some water in that cup right there? Yeah. Great. Thank you very much. I'd want to make sure that the right razor was going into the right box, in the right case, and the right shipper and everything. And that was always kind of a goal of mine. Okay, so we're kind of done with the old type. I probably have, maybe some little random pieces here and there, but we're going to move on to one of my favorite eras of Gillette history, the new improved. So Gillette was rocking the old type for like 15 years, 1904 to 1919 or so, 1920. And their patents were starting to expire, and they needed to do something. And so they had an idea, and I actually have my little cheat sheet over here. Thank you. Thank you, Marissa. I had an idea, Gillette had an idea for a different design for the guard that would allow for a new patent to be issued. And this is a cheat sheet I made a long time ago. We actually use this for my staff. I made this for them and printed it, just so when they get razors that come in the door for service work, we can kind of identify really quickly. It's like a cheat sheet of almost the entire era of Gillette. And this is actually something I think I have it on the website to download if you want to download it. But this little picture right here shows the new improved with all these different 5 improvements. You probably can't see in any great detail, but if you look at some of the instructions for the new improved. So the new improved era includes like the Bostonian, the Richwood, the Chippendale, the Big Fella, the Tuckaway. So here's, just kick it off. We have a box, gold box, it says on the side, new standard. It actually has a gold Bostonian in it. So this is the wrong box, but it'll suffice. Oh, you know what? This box goes with this. Here we go. No. This box goes with this. Yes. This is a gold Bostonian. So it says new standard. So I got new standard. We want to make sure they're in the right ones. And if you guys see me looking down, I'm looking into a laptop just to see what the focus looks like. So I apologize. I'm trying to look into the camera. Look into my eyes. But the new standard, and we got the box. I don't think it's matching serial number. I'd be dumbfounded if they are. I don't even know if the serial number is listed on here. They've faded off. But again, I'm not embarrassed by this. There's a big line here at the top of this head where plating's missing. That's okay. That's going to go in my case. You know why? That's not plating missing because it was used. That's plating missing because it's sitting here rattling in this box for the last 80 years, okay? And I always tell people gold's really soft. So to me, I would still call this, this is a talking point, a learning lesson. I would call this, the condition, I'd call this new old stock or excellent condition. I wouldn't call it mint, I'd call it new old stock. And that just means that it has all the things that came with it. Now I'm missing a price tag. Maybe I can turn one up. Hey, look, I just found a price tag. It's a $5 price tag, which is the accurate price. So it's got a price tag, got the razor, got the blade bank, got the box. I'd call this new old stock condition. You say, Matt, there's plating that's missing. How is it new old stock? It just means that it is like it was originally sold like it's still new. The condition is separate. I would, if someone said, "What's the condition of the razor?" I'd say, "Well, the razor's in good condition, or whatever, fair condition." But I'd say the overall condition is new old stock. So we'll put this at this other end over here. I'm already seeing how bad I've done laying this out. It's not going to be enough room to make things tighter. Here's another one. So we got another. Looks like I'm missing an end cap. Do we have like a little box full of doodads that we're missing, like at the top of an end cap? Maybe not. We'll find one. Here's another new standard in silver. Now this one I don't have the box for, but that's the other cool thing with the new improved series is that they had gold and silver versions. Not a sponsor. Yes, I had some Burger King earlier. Delicious. This is just some water because I'm talking so much. Thank you, Marissa, for getting me water. I want to let that go unthanked.
Can you read the comments?
I can't see any comments now. If you want to read some comments out to me, that'd be great.
NLS means it's never been opened.
Okay, that's a good point. You could say never been opened. Well, I mean, with a set like this, you'd have to. I guess technically he's right. I'm wrong. There is a packing tape that was cut to open this up. So technically, new old stock would be if this tape was still intact. So, all right, fine. I will call this excellent condition. I wouldn't call it mint condition because it's a plating wear, but I'd call it excellent condition. He is right. New old stock, yeah, really should be for things that are unopened. I guess I wasn't thinking about that packing tape here, because you could just open it up and it would still be new old stock, quote unquote. You wouldn't know, but they did have a piece of tape. All right, Matt's wrong. See?
I think the bar has to move though.
I'm not infallible. Well, we do have that, like that gyromatic is unopened. It's still in the tissue paper. I'm not infallible. I can make mistakes. I'm doing this live, guys. Okay, it's hard. All right, here's another really cool new improved new standard, but this is a red interior. I've only seen a few of these red interiors. I've seen them in the catalogs. I know they exist, obviously. But the red interior, yeah, the red's a little messed up, but hey, he'll come live over here in new improved land. Another cool one. I think I have a mismatch. I do have a mismatch. So I have a silver, a Bostonian silver, but I have a Bostonian gold. I think I had a silver. It may be in another box we haven't found yet, but maybe it's just gone. But this is actually a fantastic condition one. The gold's great. So I'll come live over here in new improved land. Now here's two sets that I chased for a long time. I'm really happy to have not only gold and silver. I remember getting these in from a collector, and I kept them. Hard stuff to find here. These ones you may be chasing down for a while. We got matching gold and, trying to get the logo to show, matching gold and silver of the Chippendale. Now these look like maybe a Bostonian. The only major difference, let's see which one's in better condition. The gold one, the silver one. Only major difference is the bottom. That's got these lines on it. They called it engine turned lines. I don't think it's anywhere. It's on the blade bank. Yeah, it's not on the surface here, but it is on the blade bank as well. That's hard to find. Is that engine turned pattern? And I remember I got this from a collector and I didn't have it in my own collection. And this is how it goes, guys. I said, well, I'm just going to hold on to those. And here I get to finally put them together. Now I got the whole new improved family over here. They're all happy. Oh, that's right. The outside the case also has the engine turn. That's right. You see that engine turn on the gold to denote the Chippendale case. Other thing about condition, guys, is when you're holding the razor, the condition may look, kind of bad. You're like, oh, that's kind of ugly. But then once you put it in a display case and it's behind, a few inches of glass and you can't get too close to look at it, all of a sudden they look a little better. It's like beer goggles. Sorry. These are in the wrong case again. These are actually 1930s. This is new era. We got a, what is this? Looks like it's the box and shipper only for a Milady decolette. It's pretty cool. You don't see a lot of these little shippers. So that, I think, is actually an old type. Let me go over here. And then another really cool one, another Milady decolette. And this one's got beautiful condition on the shipper. We got a serial number here. Let's open up and see if we're a winner. But this is 1930s. Yeah. Oh no. This is 1920s. I'm wrong. Okay, this is new improved. It's actually in great shape. Now let's just see if we're a winner. 5, 4, 6. No, they're off by a couple hundred. Close though, and it's actually the correct shipper. So I still consider that a major win. I haven't seen a lot of these. Have you guys seen these shippers? And these were in the really cool. They had 3 different varieties of color. I have the 3 from the 19. Here's the 3 right here, the 1930s. The jade, the coral, and I'm forgetting the last one. Jade, coral, the third color, what they called it, I forgot. But really cool. These were some of the early ladies travel sets. You know, Gillette was pushing women to shave their arms and their legs. They would compare them to women in European countries, and they kind of disparaged women. They would say, "Oh, you don't want to be like these French women with hairy armpits. You need to have the smooth American, underarms." But it was too much for a woman to use a man's razor. That's just ridiculous. Somehow these razors have genders, so they had to make a small, dainty one. Now this isn't a Gillette item. This is an item called Fold-A-Brush. For whatever reason, I was obsessed with this. They did come with a Gillette razor inside. It's a really unique item. You have a flat, and then you literally fold it and turn it into a shaving brush. I just thought that was so unique for travel. It's like 4 little segments with hinges. And so I've seen a couple of these. We've sold a few. That's a bottom tray, or maybe you open it and just, have it down here somewhere. Someone sees it, and it's a conversation piece in your case. That's the other thing, guys. You got to be a crowd pleaser. You've got to have items that you put in your case just to start a conversation with somebody. Here's another tuck. This is a new improved tuck away in silver. My box is a little bit beat up. I'm missing 2/3 of the box here. Or no, 1/3 of the box. And it's in silver, so all the silver is very patinaed. And it's still got the original little blade that's sandwiched between the guard, little piece of cardboard. Marissa stepped away to get me another box. So we can't do a zoom in. It's got the cool little pouch. The other cool thing is little cotton shipper cloth bags. I usually just put them in the bottom like this. All right, we'll do it. 430262. Nope. So that just goes to show. I mean, this is not a flawless collection. It's not like I have everything's immaculate, impeccable. The fact that I have a mislabeled box and shipper, they don't match. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. My voice is gonna break up. I know. Oh no, they don't match, non-matching. Oh, our friendly DHL man has stopped by. Thank you, sir. Another really cool piece here. I literally blow the dust off. Is a Richwood, new improved Richwood that's got the $5 price tag in it. There's also a gold Richwood, and I know we had one a while back. I must have sold it. That's the one of the downfalls of my collection, guys, is having it tucked away. No pun intended. I've lost track if I had a certain piece or not. So I may have, accidentally sold things and let them get away when I really should have held on to it. Because you got to have the gold and silver varieties of everything, right? Got a new improved big fellow, just making a whole pile of new improved here. I think this is a gold tuck away. Yep. We got the gold tuck away. Okay, so that was, let's see. That was correct. Okay, so I got the gold tuck away, silver tuck away, the silver Richwood. I got the gold Bostonian. I'm missing a silver Bostonian. I got the Chippendales. I think I almost have the entire new improved set there. Almost all. Maybe one or two pieces missing.
Is that empty?
Yeah, there's just some scraps in it. Yeah, and this is the other thing. Marissa was yelling at me. Here's the other two pieces. I held up the tuckaway box. Here's the other two pieces of the tuckaway box. So because the collection's been disheveled and thrown into storage and moved around, and we grabbed a piece out for a video, things have gotten damaged. My shipping manager, Dondra, I should say customer service manager. She does so much more than shipping. Customer service extraordinaire manager, Dondra McCormick, of TikTok fame. We just received our shipment of Carve. Can I have it? I'm actually really excited. We're gonna officially announce it because we have been trying for almost 3 years to get these back in stock. I think it was 2 years. The Christopher Bradley Carve razors, and we finally. I couldn't do it. I've met Chris. We had cigars together at Big Shave. We had whiskey together. We're buddies. He's a good guy. Makes great stuff. But he's just been so busy, he couldn't get the stuff out. But we finally just got lucky. We got this cool aluminum razor with a red tip. Little homage to Gillette. See, I'm not the only one. Even his razor, I believe, is based off of the new. All right. I'm being told to wrap it up. We're going to get over to the new. So a lot of people get confused. Water. A lot of people get confused with the new era. And this is actually from the 40s, so we'll hold on to this. This one, this blade thing actually says August 12th, 1949 on it, Marissa. That'll be with the 40s stuff, late 40s even. A lot of people get confused with the new. And the new is what came after new improved. And the most common razor is actually what like the Carve is based off of, and a lot of other guys is the new long comb, new short comb, and the deluxe razors. And this is a deluxe big boy chromium plated. It's actually, I got this in a collection maybe a year or two ago, not that long ago. It's in here. Oh, we got instructions in here. Look at this. New chromium big boy deluxe. Oh yeah. I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. Price tag with even says deluxe big boy on it. All right, the chromium's in just absolutely perfect condition. We haven't even touched this. I got it in and put it in a box. I can't remember what I paid for it. I think I either paid like $200 or $300 for this. It was, and but I'll tell you, that's actually a rare thing. People think I forked out lots of money for this collection. A lot of it came through when I would buy 20 things and I keep one, or buy 100 things and I keep 3. A lot came like that, so you really don't pay too much per piece. Maybe there's some gems you really need to pay some big dollars for. But the other major thing, guys, is the market has just completely changed. Let's see if there's blades in here. No blades. It should have some Chrome-Man blades. The market has just completely changed. I couldn't build this collection now without breaking the bank. If I went on eBay and tried to build this, I would just be pouring out money. Because it used to be that you could go out and you could find this kind of stuff. What is this? This also says New Deluxe. As I'm dropping pieces of cardboard. Oh shit. Sorry. Oh darn. Pieces of this are falling off. I have another noodle. I didn't even realize I had this. Just dropping things left and right. All thumbs today. This box is in really bad shape. Also says New Deluxe Big Boy. And yeah, look at the condition difference. Nowhere near as good. So this chrome has seen some better days and the interior has seen some better days. So this must have been the one I originally had. And then I got the nicer one. So this is an exact moment where Razor Emporium is going to do its job. I'm seeing the opportunity here and the problem, and I want to solve this. So what we're going to do is send this over. I am going to keep as the outer shipper. That's really cool. We'll keep this, and I'm sorry, but this is the kind of stuff I do, guys. I'm going to keep this outer shipper box that says Big Boy Chromium on it, right here. Has some like little wax or little paper seal. That'll go with my nicer set down there. This set as it is, I'm going to put aside. We will strip the chrome off, polish it, replate it in rhodium because I don't do chrome, and we'll sell that set. And that will help pay back some of this expense. And that's how Razor Emporium got started. I have now, so I have a better condition one that's an original condition, and we'll sell this one and we'll revamp it. We'll make it look really nice. And someone out there is going to love it. Maybe a collector will get it. I doubt it. It's probably going to be a guy out there who's going to shave with them, who's going to have a fun time, and he'll love it. And everyone wins. Here's a really cool one. You don't see a lot of. I got this from a really, really famous collector, Roy Johnson, personal friend, Gillette salesman in the 1950s. And this was one of his sets I got from his estate, the Gillette Exposition model. So this was used at the World's Fair, early 1930s. It's got a long comb new in it. I mean, just in perfect condition. You don't see that. That's a really cool one. Let's see what we got down here. A new improved Aristocrats. This belongs back with the last series, the new improved. These are actually harder to find too, the new improved Aristocrat. That'll go over here. My new improved section. I knew I was missing a couple sets. Here's another really cool one with the original outer shipper, the Criterion in gold. This one I think is in really nice shape. Yep. Really, really nice shape there. That gold, look at, this is, I mean, just look at that. Look how nice that gold is still. Original. So really happy about that set. It's got the shipper. He'll go down on I guess the bottom shelf is going to be new land. We got a Bostonian. I knew it. I knew I had it. You see, guys, I said I was missing my silver Bostonian. Here it is. And Marissa did a fabulous job. I'm not complaining. This is in the wrong. She did ask me. To her credit, Marissa sorted everything for me. I'm so lucky. She can only hear me. They can only hear me. Okay. So I knew I had this, and she asked me to go through everything today, and I got too busy. I did it. We have it's even a nice condition one. It's got the price tag, silver Bostonian, in box, with cloth, shipper. Interesting. So that is so this box actually says gold on the side in fine little letters. Gold, if I can't see that, maybe you can. And this one says silver, so we'll switch them. What's going twice as fast? I need to go. Well, people can tune out if they don't want to watch. Another beautiful prize jewels of my collection. It's a new deluxe. It's got the serial number card at the top to fill out for your warranty, and then the price tag. That's part of the new deluxe series. Another cool one I was just telling Marissa about is a red and black special. So these are cool new ones. I'm not going to take it out. It's got the red and black Tolex, the new short comb in it. Another really cool one I'm not going to even take out. Well, maybe I will. Another new. This is the Belmont. This is the new Belmont. That's right. It's got the 34 Aristocrat kind of style box, but it's got a 3-piece razor inside. It's a new Belmont. You got a shipper and a cloth for that in here. A new Bostonian. So again, the short comb new. They started using different fancy words with what presentation case. It came in. I'm sorry to. I'm at the worst angle. I'm leaning over here, and I had 2 cheeseburgers before this and some French fries and a bunch of iced tea. We got a new big boy. Now this is the weird one. It looks different than the big. Yeah, this is the new big boy. It's got the short comb new head, but it's got a long big boy handle. It's like they call it big boy hybrid. It's kind of a harder one to find. And this is just a kind of a, not a very fancy razor set, but it's the Gillette Gold Special in this little cool cardboard tin. It's gold, little blade bank inside. You can throw your used blades in. Okay. The last of the new is just some common, like your short comb news guys, your long comb news, they were just sold like this. Well, that's why they're so common. That's why you see them in antique stores and stuff. They're just in cardboard boxes. So those are just like the cheapest. You know, Gillette, they knew that people didn't want just the $5 sets. So they had like these for like 69 cents or I don't know, $1.20 or something like that. Ooh, the new Regent. That goes with the green box. I think I do have that set. I'll put that aside. Okay, so those are done. We're done with the new. The only razor of an era that's all defined by itself, the Goodwill. So we got the Goodwill, came out with it, gave you the razor for free, just bought the blades. It's got the cool little directions inside. It's got the new blades. There's like 8 different heads, I think. So I have just the one, and I have another head here by itself. So that's neat. 1931 Goodwill. All right. These were those lady sets that I pulled out. Only one of them has a razor in it. This is another one I handpicked in California as well. I think I was in San Diego or somewhere. I picked this one. No, Ventura. I was in Ventura, California, and I found this one. I got the 3 other colors. These ones don't have razors in them, so sometimes I'll just do that. Oh, yeah, I got all 3. You know, I don't have to show them open. I can just show them that, yeah, I got all 3 cases. And if I find better condition sets for those, I will actually fill them up with razors. But, you know, again, this isn't a collection that someone's going to be going through and looking at everything. That you're going to see it when you come in our lobby. So it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just water, guys. I'm not drinking soda pop or anything. Actually, not a big fan of soda. I like iced tea. My favorite's like an Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer with iced tea and lemonade. All right, moving right along. So Gillette, if you didn't already know, they were running with the. Oh, we're missing the. I guess the tech. 34 Aristocrat. And the Sheraton. Yeah, let's do that stuff first. So the beginning. So Gillette was running with the new in the early 30s, even through the late 30s. But right around 1934, Gillette came out with the first butterfly razor ever. And that was the Aristocrat. I have a really nice condition one here. I've always been proud of this set. It's got the hang tag on it. It's got the instructions with it, and it's in wonderful condition. Blade bank, everything. So that, I think I even have, yeah, I have a shipper for it too. Really cool shipper. So this is the first ever butterfly razor from Gillette. Now, I think they came out earlier in the year, 1934, in just a black presentation case, and then later for Christmas they had the gold plated case. That was always something of Gillette. You'd see that the Christmas time they would always have gold plated stuff. Also, Senator. So that same era, Gillette had the Sheraton. Now this is another really cool piece of my collection. Is the Sheraton with the shipper. I've never seen another one of these shippers. If you've seen this, if you have one, let me know. But the Sheraton shipper, really hard to find. Always reminds me of Superman. And this was another butterfly. Looks like I actually don't have the razor in here. Oh, I see. I see what happened here. Yeah, we were actually just doing a photo shoot. This is what happens with the collection. It gets used for photo shoots and video shoots and stuff. So this is the Sheraton that I have, which is, sorry, I'm really itchy nose all of a sudden. This is the Sheraton I have that's actually for display. And I think I had put this one in here because it was just in really nice condition, the box and stuff, to prop this open so that if I put something on top of it, it doesn't get crushed. And this is not even the best looking Sheraton ever. I really need to look for a better one. And sometimes I overlook stuff. Like, how many Sheratons have I gotten in the last 10 years? Probably 100. And I probably should have kept a better gold one. So now I'll be forced to look for a better gold one to replace that one. So your collection should always also be fluid like that. You should always be thinking of how you can upgrade pieces. This is a little later. We'll hold on to that. Another really rare shipper. You don't see a lot of these. I think I've seen a dozen. This is in phenomenal shape. The Senator. So Gillette took that same Aristocrat head, put a smaller Ranger Tech style handle on it, and they called it the Senator, 98 cents. I think the Sheraton with gold plating was $1.29, not mistaken. But this is kind of the grandfather of the Super Speed. Same exact kind of presentation. So this would be your Generation 1 butterfly razor, as I call it, Gen 1. And on my little cheat sheet, I call it that too. This is a Diplomat. That's a little later in time. Okay, so Gillette's rocking with the 1930s new, then they get to the butterfly razors in the middle and the end of the 1930s. Another cool razor technology that comes out. Because remember, these first butterfly razors all have the comb design, right? Sheraton, Senator, Aristocrat. They come out with the biggest technology thing that they really said that was since the new improved, since the 1920s. The first big thing in 40 years. And what is that? Dramatic suspense. It is the Tech. The Gillette Tech. So the Tech is what they called their solid guard or closed comb style razor. And that's really almost all the modern razors have followed that path. And a lot of people think that they did this for shave performance. I've seen original company documents in Procter & Gamble archive. And Procter & Gamble owns Gillette after 2005. They never talked about shave performance changing. They were talking about machining. It was going to be a lot easier to make this razor. And you got to think, that has a really cool picture right here, in the top of this lid. They were getting people who were dropping these razors on the ground. You're in the bathroom and it slips out of your hand, and those comb designs are getting bent around constantly. If you keep it all solid, it's going to allow lather to pass through it, but it's not going to get broken. And so that's the Tech series, right? This is a really cool one that's got the original blades, never been used. It's new old stock. Okay, fine. It's not new old stock. It's excellent condition, mint condition. Yeah, let's push down a little bit. We're running out of room over here, so we're going to pull all this down just a few feet. And yes, the giant toggle's back here. All right, that's better. All right, so another cool one is this is a Gillette tech set, the gold tech. I think this is in like a leatherette kind of style box. Why do you gotta be so careful with these boxes? You know what? I'm not gonna even take it out. It's jammed in there. It's a Gillette gold tech razor. That's what it is. Another really cool set. I've always liked this packaging. Is this one with the big American Eagle? You can tell. So the tech came out like in 39? Got my cheat sheet here. 39? Yep, 1939. And so it's got the wartime, big American Eagle on it, right? And we'll just dust this off. But it's got some blades in there. This is probably like a holiday set. You probably see this at Christmas time. Gillette always had the coolest sets at Christmas. Big gift sets, they would call it, right? Give your husband gift set. And heck, I even have this. Actually, this is a perfect thing for a shelf liner. This was a shipper. They went to a store, and it would have tech sets lined in here. In fact, I think it was these tech sets, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. It'd have these tech sets that I was holding up earlier just lined in here, and 49 cents. And so I kept this. I actually think I did have this fully filled at one point, but I ended up selling all of them except for one, and maybe I shouldn't have. And but I kept this little shipper because it makes for a great piece of advertising that's in the back of the case. It just looks cool. You put the big stuff in the back. I can put stuff on top of that. And if someone sees it, oh, look at that. That's really cool. It just fills it out. It's Easter eggs. Another cool tech set with a little window. Marissa stepped away again to grab something else, another bin. So that's another tech set, a cool little window. This is an interesting one. If anyone knows about this, I'm actually going to completely play ignorant, and it's not fake. What is this? The Gillette Featherweight. I got this in with the collection. I held on to it. I don't know what it is. I think it's aluminum. Even says made in USA. I don't recognize it. I've never seen it. Maybe I have an advertisement. I saw this maybe once. Really cool set. An aluminum tech razor. Okay. How about the Psycho razors? Psychotechs. Really?
Yeah.
Well, we had one for a video. Allowed to be shaving or
Yeah,
something.
there's a bunch of big boxes. They're not with the collection. Maybe they're separated.
No, I have a whole box of unopened Psychos. Yeah, we'll find it. Another really cool one is this contract tech. So it's got the camouflage blade container, and it's got the non-brass. It's got a plastic guard, injection molded plastic, and then aluminum cap that's been anodized, I think. And that's World War II era. And then this would go with it. We had this earlier, picked up the Gillette blades. So the camouflage was because, as compared to the regular Gillette fins that's really bright, they wanted these for soldiers if they dropped the packaging over in the brush in Europe. The enemy wouldn't find them and be able to trace them down. So that's something that goes over here. Yeah, I'm doing the Psychotech, and I know we have literally an entire sleeve of Psychotech razors. It's somewhere. I have so much that's floating around. Another cool contract tech with the blue interior. So that's going to be our little World War II area. And then these are late 40s, but I'll put them nearby. Just a big box of, those big blade boxes look great in the back of the collection. I don't know why I had this. This says X2. This is probably the first time they started putting a date code onto a razor. It's X2. I don't know why I had that. And just another random Gillette fat handle tech that's probably uneventful why it's in here, but it is. I think that's a lot of the, oh, so this goes, we're almost getting into the 40s here. We kind of are in the 40s of the techs. This goes as one of the crown jewels of the Razor Emporium collection. You say, what is this? This is an actual Gillette prototype. So a lot of, I mean, this is actually a pretty advanced prototype, I'd say. This is probably like a second or third generation prototype, maybe to show an executive. Okay, what is it? On the bottom, it says number 71, August 22nd, 1945. See if you can, probably can't, right there, August 1945. Weird looking razor. What is this? You butterfly it open. It springs. It's only connected by this one side over here. And you inject a double-edged razor onto it, an injector. An injector double edge. A lot of people don't know that Gillette was working on an injector double edge. They called it the Techmatic. It was released in 1947. This is a prototype 2 years earlier, 1945. I got this from somebody in Canada who got this out of the Canadian Gillette factory. No joke. I don't know how he got it. He said he worked for Gillette. I believed him. I bought it. It's here. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. But that's called a crown jewel when you have a prototype of one of the coolest technologies that Gillette was ever working on, trying to inject a butterfly razor, or sorry, trying to inject a razor. Now, the Techmatic was released. I actually don't have a Techmatic. It's one of the pieces of my collection I'd love to have. I know there's a guy, Robert Mendoza. Yes, I'm calling him out on Facebook in California. It's a friend. He won't mind, right, Robert? He's got a beautiful Techmatic. I know other guys, I think Gary, I'll just say Gary H. He may not want me to say his full name. Another guy in California, Gary H., I think has one. A couple guys have them. They're really, really, really rare. I would love to have one, but I think I have part of it with the story of this prototype here. This later went on to actually be utilized as something you guys probably know more of and think more of, and that is the Speed Pack. We could just over to the 40. Sorry to reach over here. You guys probably think of Gillette with the dispensers where you're sliding a blade on. Well, guess what? This is a byproduct of that prototype. They were trying to have you quickly load the blade. Well, rather than having you to have to inject it like Schick, and now have to really come up with a kind of a screw mechanism for that head to be open on just part of it, it's much easier just to make this and have the center bar be notched so you can slide it on. So that's why the whole idea of the super speed was. That's why they called it a super speed. So we're already into the 40s here. So this will be a 46, kind of 47 era super speed. But I'll put that prototype nearby just to show the pedigree, the heritage. Yeah, I need more 1940s stuff. Here we go. Another kind of interesting razor from the 40s. We actually are in the middle of making a video on it. Razor Archive series is the Regent Tech. Again, this is the only known shipper of the Regent Tech that I know to exist. If you've seen another one, tell me. This is it. There's one. This razor was made in 1945. It used to be 1944, 1945. It used to be thought it was made in 1941. But we're actually in the middle of producing a video right now that should come out next few weeks that shows evidence, like actual newspaper evidence, that it was actually 1944, 1945. And it was kind of cobbled together with pieces from a Ranger Tech and a 40s Aristocrat at the time. And it was wartime production, which is why it's not in a cardboard, or sorry, it's in a wood box with leather. But this is, it looks like an Aristocrat, but it's not. It's got 4 distinguishing features, no end caps, double band of knurl of smooth above and below the handle. You open it up. It's got a non-notch center bar because it's before the dispenser we just talked about. And if you look really carefully at the blade tray, there's no writing about the patent numbers. That's because it's a Ranger Tech head. Ranger Tech had their patent information down here, so that's why it's not inside the head. It's kind of a really, really weird mystery razor. And I got the box and I got the leather. And again, I think that's the only shipper. That is another crown jewel. Is to say, again, the box to me sometimes means as much or more than the razor set. Another early 40s. Now this is more common. 40s Aristocrat. We get the price tag, $379. Fantastic original condition, maroon leather or maroon interiors in perfect condition. That's a nice one. Early 40s Aristocrat. 1946 hosted a Christmas special of a his and hers set. I think it's 46. Yeah. Oh, this one says 1940. I'm sorry. Not 1946, 1940. The Milord and Milady decollet. So we got a price tag on the Milord. It says 50th anniversary of whatever company. This was Southern Belting Company. So a lot of times you'd have a special razor set made for a company. So it doesn't say Gillette, but it's cool that it's got the year there. But this was put out at Christmas time with the white leather. You don't see the white leather any other time except for Christmas 1940. His and hers, Milord and Milady decollet. Sorry, Milord and Milady, not decollet. And then another really cool piece of my collection is the Gillette Aristocrat Christmas set. My buddy, actually my very good friend, business partner, actually got this for me as a gift for Christmas one year because it was a Christmas set, right? So he got it for me as a Christmas gift, which was fitting. But it's got the Gillette Aristocrat set. It's got the instructions, of course, the cream, the double sets of blades. And I always just love this set. The big, beautiful gift sets that Gillette made were just out of this world. Put them down here. Speaking of Gillette gift sets, here's another one. A Milord. This is actually the same era as that Tech razor. So there's actually a catalog image or an advertisement that showed this at Christmas time. It showed this and the Tech with the big eagle on it at the same time at Christmas. Now this one's been damaged. The backs come off, but guess what? I don't care. I don't care. I'll say his name again because I really don't think he minds. And if he does, I do apologize. But Robert Mendoza is another. Yeah, you can see these have the same interior. Oh, shish kebab. So they got that same Christmas time interior. Robert Mendoza in Northern California has the best collection that puts mine to shame of the Christmas presentation boxes. I mean, he literally probably has 2 dozen or 3 dozen Christmas boxes. It's just, so I don't have the best collection ever. I think I have a pretty nice collection. I think we have a lot of pieces in this, but there are people that have specialties beyond mine. Huh? Camera's getting warm. All right, we're in the 1940s. Got another Milord here. Got the price tag. Put him over here. He's got the dispenser, so he's earlier or later. This one I got as a gift from someone who remained nameless. Now this is actually uncirculated. Never even put into a store. Milady set. Original everything, even the little original crinkly foam that kept it from bouncing around in here. I will only say that it's uncirculated. It was never even put into a store. You can put together some math on how I may have got that. Speaking of prototypes, here's another prototype that I got from a factory worker. This was a prototype for the flare tip. So you guys know the common flare tip super speed? Well, look at that. It's unfinished brass. It's not even knurled. It's got 2 lines on it. That is an actual Gillette prototype. They were trying out this idea of a butterfly mechanism is a little easier to hold on to than the 40 super speed. Unfinished brass doors. That's a prototype. Another prototype released something that I mean, it wasn't a prototype. I think it was just a sales sample or something. But I liked it. It had this little tag. This razor is plated with rhodium, an untarnishable precious metal. This little tag attached to this British razor. I don't collect British, but I thought this was really neat, so I kept it. And it actually does something. It says something like exposure on the back. So who knows? Maybe it was used in a sales meeting or something. We have a Monotech. This is an Argentinian-made, no, a Brazilian-made Monotech razor. So it looks like a regular super speed, but the tip is different. It's made in Brazil. I'm sorry, I'm noticing myself looking at the laptop, but I'm trying to see if it's seen the same angle. All right, we got a Ranger Tech 1941, no notch center bar. Oh, I knew I had a box. I have a box for it over here. A Ranger Tech. I think one of these, yeah, the one like this with the patent information is 46, and then the one without the patent information is 41. That's, you know, give me a little credit, guys. That's pretty good that I can just say these things and know them. Now this is another Malord. So we got the other Malord. I guess here you have the two different Malords. You know, one's from the 40s, early 40s. Oh, actually, no, this isn't the Malord. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is another crown jewel. I got this 3 or 4 years ago. This is the American Rocket. A lot of people don't believe they exist. A lot of people thought it's a myth. Here it is, everyone. Made in USA. Made in USA. Rocket. Look down here. Yes, it goes inside the handle. It does not say England. Right down here. Made in USA. If you can see that, maybe right there. I got this. Someone called me and said they have an American Rocket. They actually knew what it was, and they knew it was worth a good amount. I think I paid like 100 or 150. I may have given him some store credit or something as well. But a really cool piece. The American Rocket. It does exist. I always knew it. I always knew the rocket existed. Okay. One of my only really nice British sets. I think this is number 66. In the same era with the dispenser coming out. I never tried to collect the British stuff. I've just kept a few pieces over the years, but I defined my collection as American Gillette safety razors. This is a TV. This is much later, into the 50s, as is this, but we're practically there. I'll hold off on that just for another minute. Okay, so early 50s. That's kind of late 40s, right? We're going to get into like the 51, the black tip special, right? Nothing crazy rare to write home about with that set. Well, okay. Another cool gift set. I think my friend got this for me as well. Another cool Christmas gift set with the tan super speed. It says regular. That'll go down here. The bottom. This is okay. This is a mint condition. Or no, new old stock condition. Look, we actually sold a bunch of these like a year and a half, 2 years ago. No, two and a half, 3 years ago. We sold a bunch. Someone in overseas, I think in Belgium, sent us a bunch of these. And these were super speed gyromatics. Gyromatic. They're like a British rocket, basically. But there, it's never been opened. I took it out of the tissue paper just to show you. That's it. That's a new old stock item. We'll put them at the bottom. We'll leave it in the tissue. All right. into some of our 50s stuff. We've got, I actually handpicked this one. I remember finding it. So, yeah, this one. Yeah, the regular. I handpicked this in Mesa, Arizona. I thought we had a light, the blue. Maybe we don't. No, we got 3 of these fisherman kits. We got the regular. This one's in the best condition. It's got all the little doodads and pieces. Then we got a heavy that's got almost everything. We just need some lures in there. And then another one that's regular. So these are the fisherman sets, real kind of a gimmicky for $1. For $1, you got all this, and you got a tackle box when you're done. I'll probably throw all 3 of them just on top of each other. Put the nicest one on top, throw them in the back. Another cool one, probably 1953, 52, is the baseball one. World Series book. I think actually the World Series book says what year it is. Yeah, 1953. Gosh, good. Remember this 1953 World Book, World Series, little instruction like player handbook, like all the stats about baseball that year. Yeah, 1953 World Series set. All right, we're gonna make a shift over to more early 50s stuff. I think this is 54 Diplomat or 55, one of the two. So we got a with the shipper. Now you don't see a lot of these. For the Diplomat, you just see the case by itself. It's got the price tag. It's got the dispenser. It's in fabulous shape. It even has a little piece of cardboard that holds the razor in. And then, yeah, the shipper with it. I think it even says, yeah, Gillette Diplomat razor. And it's got a date code on the bottom. Z is 1954. I was right. So, beautiful set. And guys, you may ask, like, where do you find this? So we get a lot of people that contact us, and I've had many buyouts from Gillette employees, and some of this really nice stuff that's never been circulated or beautiful condition came from salesmen like this. This is one of the pride and joys of the collection. This is an original store display of the hard to find TV razor sets. And every one of them's full, and everyone's got unopened blades. This is untouched. Now, if you can believe it, you're probably going to just look at me and say, are you serious? I had a second one, and the two went together. So the other piece of cardboard would go here, and then the other razors would go next to them, and they would go into a large cardboard box. And I had that, and I sold this entire tower and the box to somebody, and I kept the other tower. What are you going to do? I have to. We have to make money. All of this doesn't just come out of nowhere. I have employees to feed, and pay, and machines to buy, and plating chemicals to buy. And starting a business like this is taking a lot of financial capital. And I have no partners, and I have no loans. And I've had to do it out of sales. And sometimes you have to make hard decisions like that. Do I really need 2 of these towers, or can I sell 1 tower off? I think I got a really pretty penny for them. And with the collector, it was a collector who bought them, and he was a really good customer. He was spending a lot of money with us at the time. We got a big collection from a salesman, and this guy was dropping some serious coin with us, and he saw that in a picture, and he really pushed me because I wanted to keep it, and he's like, "Look, let's bundle it together with these other things. Let's make a deal." And I did the deal. You got to. Okay. Another really cool piece, a president, again with the cellophane wrapper, the little piece of paper, the price tag, the shipper, everything. Another nice condition set. Some other of the towers here. I think this is a 1954 super speed tower. Original. A couple of these original. I've had to buy a couple to fill them in, but this tower here, just a piece of aluminum or steel. I hand picked this in what's the name of the town we went to for I'd rather be shaving?
Pasadena?
No, I'd rather be shaving. The antique stores.
Globe, Miami.
Globe, Miami. Globe and Miami, Arizona, two sister towns. I handpicked this in Globe, Arizona, in a store. I walked in, and they had it in the back, and it was empty. No razors on it. And they said, you know, oh yeah, it's for sale. I think I paid like $75 just for this piece of steel, and then I had to go and buy a bunch of blue tip sets. In fact, the bottom one's empty. Other three are full. Then we got the regular. And again, I think just the top one's got the little label that says regular. The other ones don't. There is no such thing as a tan tip, everyone. Everyone says it sees a tan case and thinks it's a tan tip. There's no tan tip. Oh, it's at the bottom. Yeah, the one at the bottom has got the heavy name tag. But we got the red tips as well. So I got all of them. I always like those ones. And if you look at the back side, I'll pull this one. I always like these little notes to the dealers. Light for sensitive skin and most younger shavers. Regular for average skin and beard. Heavy for the heft and feel of a heavier razor and for closer than usual shaves. Help your customer choose the right Gillette razor. Ask him about his shaving problems and recommend the Gillette razor that fits his needs. You guys see on here anywhere that says 3-pass shaves? Nope. That's not a thing. Or at least it wasn't. I think Mantic made that up. Now everyone does it. But Gillette just thought if you wanted a closer shave, just need a more exposure. You know, Gillette adjustable or one of these razors, and just go closer. All right, we got a TV, regular TV set, more common, had instructions on the back side. All right. Now, so on that note, we have a fantastic YouTube video. It's called the Gillette Adjustable History, and we go into really great detail. I won't do it here because we're already on hour and 47 minutes of live. The push when Gillette was doing these blue tip for, you know, light shaves and regular and red tip, you know, 1954, 1955, 1956, 57. Gillette saw, I'm going to need another water, Marissa. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just talking so much, my throat's getting dry. I need like a piece of gum. That would be annoying for you guys to listen to. Gillette saw the need arising for the difference in exposure and for different shavers to be able to shave and get different results, right? So they started prototyping the idea of an adjustable razor. And the first iteration was actually, it came out together. The toggle and the bottom dial came out together. Now this is another crown jewel of the razor collection. Okay, this is one of the only known black dial razors. Marissa's going to zoom in here. It's got the black dial, and I got the case. Now this is not a normal Fat Boy case. People think this is just, oh, it's just a Fat Boy case. Well, first off, the dial's in the wrong position. Here's a regular Fat Boy case. Look at the difference in thickness. Okay, but then the dial's down here, or not the dial, the magnifier. The magnifier's down here, and the dial's down there. So this, I actually got this from a customer who lived in one of the one of the cities where they did the test market. So I found original documentation, which is in that YouTube video I'm talking about, of where they test marketed the adjustable razors. And he was from that town. And he said his father got this razor. Crazy story, right? And it even had the box. And so this is just an absolutely crazy razor. 1 through 5. There's actually 6 different variations of the bottom dial. There's a black dial 1 through 5, then a black 1 through 9, then a nickel plated 1 through 5, 1 through 9, and I forgot one other combination. But I didn't even polish this. I think I maybe choose a polishing cloth lightly, but it's just fantastic. Case isn't cracked. And notice the word Fat Boy doesn't appear on here. What does it say? Gillette 195 adjustable, $1.95. But one of the feedbacks from the test market was that people didn't like the dial down there. It was too confusing. Another razor they put out at the time was this set. They put out now this is an earlier toggle. This is a 1956 toggle. Okay, it's got a serial number on it, which you don't see a lot of these. Got the red dot down here, and it's got this long slit through it, and then it's got 1 through 5 with hash marks. And then if you look at the inside, it looks completely different. It looks like a super speed inside. All right, and the most important thing is the serial number. You haven't seen serial numbers on razors for 30 years. Right there. It came like this little leather folding, suede kind of little deal. And then this is actually, I think, the same thing, but this is showing the full presentation. So this is the shipper box, and then we've got the outer box, and then we've got the inner box that we just saw. Now this is a parts razor. This is the chrome variety, as they call it. I think it's actually nickel plating. This is actually dated F4, which is 1960. So Gillette actually reused some of the parts later in 1960 and kind of used this up. But the 1956 version would have looked the same way with this really elaborate packaging. I actually have images that I got at Procter & Gamble of this being developed. So I know for a fact that it was all together. But this would be the foray of Gillette into having an adjustable razor, the toggle and the bottom dial, and specifically the serial number toggle 1956 and that bottom dial 1956, 1957. We'll put those down here. Then they came out with another version, another salesman sample, and I got this from a Gillette salesman, which people refer to as the red dot. And this is this little crazy present. Now, this was a salesman sample, so it had this kind of crazy outer box. But this, now you notice this is the red dot. Notice there's no 195. Okay, we got the original paper that says instructions included, but we got the red dot here. So that's another cool variety. Now this was sold for $2.49 for the salesman sample. That was 1957, I believe. And then we got the executive adjustable. I won't open this. This is the quote unquote gold Fat Boy. 1958. And now here's a crazy one. I got this in. This is the executive adjustable, right, by itself. But this one has no stamping on the underside. No made in USA, no date code. I don't know what this was, if it was a mishap at the factory or if it was someone who was using it maybe in the company settings. Oh, how could I forgot? Went right by this. This is 1952, 51? No, 1948, 1949. Man, we're almost 8 years past this. A Gillette executive. Now I got the mirror that's messed up. That's just par for the course, but we got an executive razor here. in the original shipping. Now this one I remember I got from a person. There's a lady called me on the phone, and she said, "My dad just passed away. We're going through all of his stuff, and we found a razor set out in the toolbox out in the garage. That was it. That was a fun day." I got another Gillette adjustable. Now this is another uncirculated toggle. This is a really nice one. This is the F4 1960. It's like the Christmas special, $7.50. I have the instructions, warranty card, and I can guarantee I know exactly where this came from. It was never even put into a store, untouched. Other cool piece is just this Christmas Fat Boy Christmas box. What? Christmas box that was like for a Christmas set for a Fat Boy. And here are two other really cool sets. You guys are always interested in toggles, right? This is a toggle. I'm not going to even take it all out because it's just going to be a few more minutes here of unwrapping it. But this is 100% non-circulated. Again, it went to a store. The store employee put it out for display. That employee then literally bought it from the store, took it home. He put it in a sock drawer. He kept it in his own sock drawer until 2016, 2015. He walked into my store and said he's seen my videos and he wanted me to have it because and I have to tell the story though every time. That was the caveat. He handed it to me for free. He said the only catch was I had to tell the story of where it came from. That's the story. Came from a guy's sock drawer out of a department store, never used. We got this is a little bit later, the Aristocrat. Again, I got this from a salesman for Gillette, uncirculated. So a lot of this stuff I'm really happy about. Never been used. So I think we call some of these new old stock, right? Sorry, I had to. That I know I brag a little bit, but yeah. Okay, a couple other cool pieces from this era. At this point, I'm just throwing them in the case. Is this guy, and it's not. You guys always think it's fantastic. There's actually only one razor in here. There's a Gillette Fat Boy display. I should probably just get some Fat Boys and load them up. Maybe I will. Just for the store, we'll have it fully loaded. But I got this from, I think I got this on eBay. Came up. I buy occasionally on eBay. I've actually really tried. If you notice my stories, how am I ever saying I got this on eBay? I bid this up on eBay. I really, that's like the absolute last place I want to buy, is because I don't want to pay retail. No offense, and I know that you guys come to us to buy at retail, and I really appreciate your business. And thank you for helping to grow our company. But I like to get these through the pedigree of through a salesman or a former employee, or the guy who had one in his garage. That's the stories I love, and they call me up and we get them. We got two other really cool slims here. So we're now into the kind of the 1960s slim adjustable. We got an unopened, this would be new old stock, right? Unopened slim adjustable, and another one uncirculated from the Gillette factory. This is a European edition. It's got this cool box, probably Christmas time. I had a guy a couple years ago in Belgium contact us, and we bought a bunch of stuff, and we made a video and sold a bunch of it off. We kept just a few pieces. Again, I could fully load this up, but it's not fully loaded. It's quite dusty. This is somebody found like a dozen of these, and this was like 2005, and it was on Badger and Blade, and I wrote him a PM, and I got one, a little tray, and I just put a couple slims in there. I could put all the different colors of slims, but And I actually don't know when the different colors correspond to what year. So if you do know, like the gold, the red, the black, what years those are, please tell me. I'd love to know. Another couple random pieces we'll just put in here. This is way into the 70s. A Super 109, new old stock, Techmatic. Another couple new old stock items. Another Super Speed unopened, and another summer special set unopened. This is 60s, 70s Super Speed sets. And yeah, we're not even arranging them nicely. At this point, we're just throwing them in. Another vacation travel set all together. It's not new old stock. It's just, I'd call it excellent condition. And a ladies Gillette. This came from a friend of mine who was, again, a Gillette salesman. Real special to me. All right. You know, honestly, I think I'm at a spot where I'm good. We've gone on now for over 2 hours. I'm actually just getting tired. Just been sitting here leaning over and I keep on belching. I really apologize. I had 2 wonderful cheeseburgers from Burger King and a big giant iced tea and now 2 waters, and I keep on leaning over doing like sit-ups and crunches practically over here. So I'm on like the little stool here. You got to get a wide shot of me. I'm 6'8". Okay, I'm on this tiny little stool like I'm a physician. I'm like a little elf, like making cobbler shoes over here. So it's just not the most comfortable thing to be sitting back here, and I've been blabbing and my throat's sore from talking for 2 hours. I'll say one last piece because we are doing the Gillette collection and I get a lot of questions. So one of the coolest pieces for my razor collection is not a razor at all, but it's an exhibition model. So this is something you guys may see me holding in pictures, and I've taken out to like conferences like the Big Shave West and stuff. This is a one of a kind, one of the probably in the top 5 prize pieces of my collection. It's a Gillette toggle that's fully made out of real brass. The weight on this is around 15, maybe 20 pounds. It's really heavy, guys. It does not open. It has a matching blade container. It actually has a matching full-scale case, and that's in storage. And I actually need to have a plastic fabricator fix it up. We have a video showing that on our YouTube channel, old video too. This was made for a presentation at a trade show, and I actually do have a picture of the person at the trade show holding it. It's one of a kind. I got it randomly on eBay. This is one of my eBay finds. Somebody had it on eBay in like circa 2006, circa 2007. They did have a scale, like a ruler next to it, but I guess no one really saw the ruler showing how big it was. This is made out of wood. This is made out of solid, I think it's brass. It is not open. It's actually just a bunch of small pieces there's like set screws and stuff to hold pieces together. You can actually take it all apart. It's not been polished or plated. It's probably been like varnished or clear coated, just the brass. It's not, I don't think it's gold at all. I mean, if it was gold, maybe that'd be crazy. Who knows? But this is a really, really cool piece. It was on eBay, and the person really didn't describe it very well, that it was gigantic. And the person did say that their father had worked for Gillette and got it. And so I saw that, and we put in a max bid that's called I don't care what it costs bid. 9,999. You just push 9. And here it is, and it's part of Razor Emporium, and I think it's a good note to end on. The collection here, we're going to probably spend the rest of the afternoon getting it together. And then my old business partner, who actually founded Razor Emporium with me, and we own this building together. We're no longer business partners with Razor Emporium, but we started another business together, which is now called Ezra Arthur. It's a leather shop. Check out EzraArthur.com. Shout out to my buddy Sebastian. Sebastian and I started this business together, and it was a love of razors, and our friendship really, kind of bloomed around it. And he is actually coming tonight. I'm really excited. My old buddy, and we're going to put his collection in 2 original Gillette cases that are going to go up here on each corner of this display case, and they're original Gillette 1908 showcases. They say the Gillette logo on them, and his collection is exclusively old types. He only collects 1904 to 1914, the first 10 years. Once made in USA comes on the Diamond and Air logo, he's done. So he has double rings and single rings, like primo double rings and single rings. And that we're going to fill both of them with his collection. And it'll be the first time that our collections have commingled and been near each other since we kind of split the sheets in like 2013. And I took the razor business and he took the leather business. But it's water under the bridge. Him and I are great buddies. We bought this building together, and really excited to do that tonight. So we have the meetup tomorrow. People will see the collection fully put together and filled out and presented nicely. If you're in Phoenix, we'll also do probably a YouTube video of the collection, I'm sure, at some point. But I'm going to sign off at this point. Thank you for listening to me ramble on and on about razors. And you can already tell, I mean, it's a point of a lot of passion and pride for me. So we appreciate you guys out there. Thanks so much for tuning in to Matt Pisarcik, Razor Emporium. Thank you to Marissa Neal for being my AV and my water person and getting razors for me. So we had a fun time doing this. It's also our first time going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So thank you so much for tuning in, and hit us an email, sales@razoremporium.com if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Goodbye.